Good day everyone. Today I will be explaining the poem, A Sad Child. Margret Atwood is considered as one of the famous poets. In her poems she explains true facts about life. Her poem brings a new perspective to our way of thinking. Margret Atwood has written a number of beautiful poems, in which a sad child is very much heart-touching. The poem is filled with a lot of emotions which everyone experiences in their early life. The poem revolves around a child. And the child is sad. The poem explains the reason for the child's sadness. This reason may look common from outside, but it has a deep meaning that is very difficult to recognize, which makes it that much more enjoyable to read and understand. As we all know, at one point of our life, there is always a time we all feel sad and depressed. Some may be able to get over this sadness, while others may fail to do so. Either way, this has a great impact on our daily life. Depression is the main theme of this poem. Poet speaks about the issue of depression among teenagers and give advice of how to avoid it or just face it. There are some events that occur throughout our life, which may make us sad or depressed. But life doesn't stop there. As life moves forward in time, we get over our depressing memories and move forward in life. She addresses this poem to children and teenagers. As we all know, childhood phase is very important in our life. Through our childhood experiences, we develop a character and identity as an individual. In the poem, Atwood suggests a way to cope and forget this sadness. Now look at the first stanza. In the poem, A Sad Child, Atwood says, "You are sad because you are sad." Through this line, Atwood describes sadness or depression child feels as something that is always there, as it's something unavoidable for a child. She says it's the age, it's chemical. Hug your sadness like an eyeless doll, which means that this sadness should be considered as a fact, and instead of avoiding it, one should try to face and cope with it. Next, she gives various ways to cope with the sadness that child feels. She says that all children are sad, as it is a fact in human life, it's unavoidable, but one should use various ways to cope with this depressing thoughts instead of giving in. She gives few ways to escape depression the child feels, like buying a hat, or coat, or shopping, or spending time with pets, or using physical tasks like dancing to deal with depression. In third stanza, poet gives a description of a child who came back from a party. The child's dress dirtied because of smeared ice cream, and thus her parents will scold her for that. Poet gives an image of a sad child who is crying in bathroom, and when she looks in the mirror, she can see her sad face. She feels that she is no longer favorite child of her parents. She feels very sad when she feels that parents don't love her as much as in the past. In next stanza, speaker affectionately addresses the child and delivers a heavy message. She gives a vivid image of an accident in which a person who is dying or near death, who is bleeding, and at this moment of death, they realizes that there is nothing special about them, and all are equal before death. And with this knowledge, the narrator is urging the child to forget sadness and depression it feels. As we all have only one life, and it's better to come out of sadness and lead a good life, than giving in to sadness and living a life of misery. Through the use of diction, imagery, and figurative language, the speaker stresses the idea that although the depression is inescapable when consumed by it, there are ways to cope with it. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe the channel.